Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So yes, the Moto Z is in the house. I pre-ordered this, kind of kept it under wraps. I wanted to see what you guys thought about the Moto Z. There's a lot of videos out there on the Moto Z, and I wanted to get my take on it. Obviously, this is a Verizon exclusive. You heard me say it 1,000 times. I've got a Verizon device, excuse me, Verizon account. But there it is. There it is. So we're going to get into the specs of this bad boy here. Wow, look at that. It's actually, I went with the Z, not the Force, because I didn't want too big of a device if I got some mods. So, and I'm not too, I've heard Floss said the battery was pretty good. And if you put the battery mod on here, you're going to get basically 4,800 milliamps. And you still get a thin device if I want it to later. This device is beautiful. Now that I finally have it in hand, the build quality is one of those ones that, oh boy, it is beautiful. This is amazing. So you've got a 5.5-inch quad HD display. You actually get I always wonder what this is going to be like, because this takes away the hump of the camera. So let's put that on real quick. I wondered, when I saw that on video, I thought, how's that going to be? And this is my first time dealing with these mods, so wow, it doesn't make the phone thick at all either. And they give you a nice wood mod. Thank you, Motorola. Very nice. Very nice. Wow. So you get a 5.5-inch, let's power on here. 5.5-inch quad HD display, 1440 by 2560. You've heard it all before. 13 megapixel camera on the back of this one. Shoots in 4K, obviously. Should do 60 frames per second too. It's got a Snapdragon 820 in here, and it's got 4 gigs of RAM. And again, the battery is 2600. But I've actually heard pretty good things about this battery. And the best thing about this phone is AMOLED. It's an AMOLED display. So that was a winner for me already. It does have a fingerprint reader. Now this is, you can see now why I didn't get the G4 with the fingerprint reader. And unfortunately, I have to deal with it on this one. I'm not a fan of this square fingerprint reader down here. But I think it's gonna be a hot device. Let's see what else is in here. You get the turbocharger, and here's the adapter that everybody seems to complain about, but I'm excited that they gave me one. I'll never use it with this phone probably, because I'll probably get the speaker mod and I'll probably just do Bluetooth with this phone. But if people say, oh, you got to lug that around, it's not a big deal, man. I mean, I think people make too big of a deal out of certain things. You just find a set of headphones and leave it plugged into that. That's it. Bumpy cam. That's all you have to do. But the device itself is just ridiculously nice. I'm going to look at some more specs here. You got a 5 megapixel on the front, and man, this thing is 5.1 millimeters, I believe, 5.2 millimeters, just ridiculously thick, thick, go figure. With this mod on the back here, it just levels out the camera hump. It's actually a little bit thicker, up higher than the camera hump. On this side here, you've got a ridged power button, which I just think is the best thing. I think all companies should do that. You can see the ridged power button there. You've got a volume rocker separated there. You've got LED flash on the front here with the front-facing camera, the 5 megapixel. You've got the fingerprint reader down here. Sorry about that. On this side, you actually have nothing. You have USB Type-C down here. And on the back here, you've got that beautiful Droid 13 megapixel camera. One thing about this phone that I actually like is that there's no Verizon branding on the outside. And I'll be doing some testing with this on T-Mobile as well, because I believe, all of Verizon's phones are LTE unlocked. That's another reason why I didn't get the Droids, the Force, because I believe that one won't work on T-Mobile with the SIM card. Speaking of SIM cards, SIM trays up here, right there. There's a microphone down there, and you've got a microphone back here. But yeah, and then you've got that beautiful front-firing speaker. But I didn't want to get the bigger one because it's not going to, I don't believe it's going to work. I've heard that it doesn't work with T-Mobile's LTE. I'm going to try it on T-Mobile and AT&T as well. But this is pretty exciting. So I'm going to get this set up, and then I'll be right back. to get this going for you. So I'm gonna get my things signed in here. I've also got a tempered glass that I'm gonna install real fast here on camera. And because I already have a bunch of stuff that I've already got on order, but the tempered glass actually came. And so I'm gonna get this set up and you'll see me put the tempered glass on, then we're gonna go through the setup. All right, guys, so you can see I put the tempered glass on there. I can always get those right on the first try, man. I'm blessed to be able to just get it done on the first go around. But here we go. Let's go through the setup here. I didn't even need that alcohol wipe. I don't know why I pulled it out. But I'm gonna go through the setup and get to that home screen. I'll get signed in to a lot of my things and get my applications all set up. So setup wizard here. Okay, we're in, and not too bad of a setup. So I got the tempered glass on, as you can see. I'm always able to get those on so easily on the first try. So getting into the phone here, this is the typical setup for Motorola right now. Let's go into the app drawer, and you can see here there is a lot of red. And I'm definitely going to be uninstalling or disabling as much of that as I can. They chose to give me NFL Mobile, and I'm not even going to use any of that stuff. So a lot of bloatware from Verizon, which was to be expected. But that's what it is. I'm going to get my phone set up. Let's go to storage real quick. And as you can see what I have available, internal storage. Of the 32, I've used 10, it says. Let me zoom a little bit. You can see. But overall, man, this is a beautiful, I'm glad I went with a thin one because this is going to be a hot device, I think, and I think a lot of people will enjoy this. You got the Moto Z Droid 6.0.1. It's on the May security patch update. There's been a lot of things going on about the security patch update. SIM card not from, I actually put my T-Mobile SIM in here. As a matter of fact, let me check that out because I'm on LTE. I wanted to try it immediately, so I took the SIM card out and put the T-Mobile SIM card in here. And let's see the access points. It's on LTE, so there are no access points at this point, but I'll go ahead and change that later. But I'll be doing more tests on the T-Mobile SIM card with this phone because it did pick it up immediately. But you can't have a modular phone without mods. So I've got the JBL speaker here, and I've got the battery pack, which is why I went with the thin version because that gives me now 4,820 milliamps. So yeah, if you stuck around through the video, hopefully you did. I'm going to get into the mods here. I'm going to do it in a separate video, but I'm going to get this set up. So I do have the mods, and I'm going to, well, you might see that video at the same time as this one. So stay tuned for more videos on the Moto Z. I'm going to get it set up, like I said, get all my applications installed. I'm ready to demo this mod. This JBL speaker is just going to be one to have. Obviously, I got the battery pack because I just think that's a must-have with a phone like this. Fingerprint reader. Well, first time you do it, you got to put in your code. But yeah, the fingerprint reader is nice. I said it on the Moto G4. I'm still not a fan of it here. This square Moto here. I guess it's a little bit better now that I have the tempered glass on there to level it out. But still, I'm just, you hold down on this and it locks it, and then you hold down, and the fingerprint reader is really fast. I don't have any complaints with it at this point. I'm just not a fan of it on the front. That little square, it needs to look a little bit better. But I do have my mods here. I got the mods that I wanted. I might pick up the projector. That's $300. So I'm not balling like that. And I don't think I would use it a lot, but I saw it in a demo at the store yesterday, and it is beautiful. It's actually not as bad as what you read. You see on these reviews online. So anyway, it's your man Jay Will. The Moto Z Droid is in the house. I'll demo the mods next.